Hello and welcome to the ScootHub podcast, brought to you by Royce Clothing. Use discount code ScootHub15 for 15% off at checkout. My name is Stan Kelly, aka Stante Hutchinson, back again for another podcast. Yeah, it's been a little minute, and I took a couple weeks off. Basically, yeah. Before we get into the pod, I got back to work finally. Since I got back from the States, so I've been working so many hours, man. Like, I'm always tired. I'm working like 2 jobs. I'm just knackered all the time, so I finished work last night at like 4 in the morning. I did go out last night, so I'm still hanging a bit. But it's all blessed. It's all blessed. It's gonna be a bit of a different podcast. Like, I've not really got anything prepared, so I'm just gonna kind of chat away, see where we get to. And I'm playing FIFA as well, yeah. Might open some packs, and it might see me get gassed, and hopefully I'll get like Messi or Pele or something. FIFA 20 obviously just come out, so if you wanna play me on that, yeah, leave it in the comments. Yeah, I'll add you. Xbox One obviously, because PS is dead, innit? I'll play you on some Ultimate Team, bro. We'll do some things, innit? But we'll get into the podcast, yeah. I want to talk about Action Space 2019, right? The first Action Space competition. It was set up mainly by Kota. He got with a few other companies as well to help him out. And I just want to say that it was great. Like, I didn't really get to experience the whole weekend because I was working. I only got to go down on a Sunday, which was a bit disappointing. I was working a Saturday night, yeah, so I actually drove up to Corby and slept in my car outside the running alley, bro, because I finished that late, and there was no point me going home and sleeping for like 2 hours. So went there. Obviously, I seen all the coverage, and I was speaking to riders and that throughout Sunday, just seeing what actually happened for the days that I weren't there. And the feedback I've had from riders is that it was great. Like, they looked after the riders so well that weekend. Not even just the riders. They looked after the riders' families. All the infrastructure was great for it. They did a press conference to start with, which was crazy. Like, that's such a good idea. Why has no one else done something like that, man? So they had the press conference, I think, on a Friday. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. They had a press conference. And then they had they had all the riders walking out. They had like backing tracks and stuff on, which was pretty crazy. Like, I rate that. There was like amateur competition to qualify for the main, like the pro amateur competition. So amateur rider was paired up with a pro rider. They both did a competition, and then the combined scores is what made you win. Which, what a good idea that is, man. Like, shout out Kota. Like, you're changing the game, bro. Like, he's so good for the scene. Like, you can see that he's kind of taking a step back. All right, Gary, get away from the mic, my guy. Get away from the mic. Stop. All right, Gary's messing around on it, man. Gary, I beg you, leave. So anyway, yeah. Obviously, Kota's been so good for the scene. Like, he's kind of taken a step back a bit. Like, he's still riding in comps. But he's taking a step back. He's taking a step back, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, he's not riding as hard as he was. He's not trying to sweat. Like, he's still riding comps, but he's not sweating them out as much. He's kind of trying to take a back seat and help the scene grow. I see him he went to Dubai or somewhere like that the other day. I don't know if it was to do with Action Space or not, but he was trying to strike up deals and try and put in infrastructure for the scene. So I think that's so good, man. We've needed someone like that to just do that. And because he's doing that, he's brought in a load of investors. He's switching things up, and honestly, that competition, it was great. It was great. Like, with most competitions, the rider sponsors pay for the accommodation, pay for the travel and things like that. But this was different. The actual competition, the Action Space themselves paid for all the riders to come over, paid for obviously their accommodation, and they even had I believe it was on a Saturday, it might have been on a Friday night, they had a big meal, and there was an open bar and stuff, and they paid for everyone's food, they paid for everyone's drinks, and everyone just seemed to have a great time. Yeah, like from what I've seen, obviously I wasn't there myself, but from what I've seen, it looked great. Like everyone had been telling me that it was great. They've been looked after properly, which is what we're longing for. Like if we want to try and take this sport bigger than it is, you need the riders come first, right? And this competition put the riders first, and you can see the results of that. Like everyone had a great time. The prize money was hefty, man. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I think first place was like 20 grand or something like that. 20 grand? Are you mad? 20 grand, yeah. So when there's 20 grand on the line, these guys put themselves out there. I seen probably half of the competition on the Sunday, half of the pro comp before I had to leave because I was so tired, like having barely slept the night before, being up like 2 days in a row. Like I thought, this is great. It was good to see everyone, but I need to leave. But from what I've seen, everyone was shredding so hard all the time. Um, Fam, if I was that good, yeah, if there's 20 grand on the line, I'd be doing everything. Like, why didn't I get an invite? Innit? I would have been putting all the foot plants out there, bro. You don't even know how many foot plants there'd be in that comp. It'd be boring as hell, yeah, but fam, I want that 20 grand, innit? But shout out to everyone that attended it. Everyone enjoyed it, as I say. I definitely think that this is something that's gonna grow. Like this is something that could rival Scootfest. Like Scootfest to me, for the past couple years, because it's been at Adrenaline Alley the same, like the 2, 3, 4 times in a row, whatever it's been. It's stale now. Like I know they're switching it to Rush this year, which I'm gassed about. Like Rush is only a skate park I've been to a couple times. I went to Scootfest in 2014. That was at Rush, but I only went for the day. So it's going to be nice to obviously be in a professional circle now. It's going to be nice to go Scootfest and kind of chill, get the best seats in the house, bully my way through the crowd to get the best seats in the house because I'm a big man, fam. You already know about that, yeah. I rate it highly. So, it's Action Space. I'm hoping that they're going to be able to rival Scootfest. They definitely have. Just look at the amounts of money they will be able to put up. Like the one problem I had with Action Space is it's not their fault, or it might be their fault for lack of advertisement maybe, but there was nowhere near the amount of people at Action Space as there was at Scootfest last year. Obviously, it's only the first competition, like the first event that they've ever done, so you've kind of got to expect that. Like, I don't think I'll be able to put on an event in the first time and loads of people to turn up. Like, it's going to take time. Obviously, they've had so much good feedback from it, and they've created so many different ideas for it that it's really done well for them. I 100% think that there's going to be another Action Space. I don't know the finances of it. I don't know the people behind it, but I don't know if that could have made profit. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on it, but obviously there weren't too many people there, which is a shame because it was definitely. If you missed out on it, it's a shame you missed out on it, and I'm really upset that I couldn't be there for the whole weekend. It's a shame that I had to work in it, but I just come back from the States and it man needs pee. So, alright, if I set up a Patreon, yeah, I got like 20k on Instagram. If all of you man donate like £1, yeah, that's 20 grand for me, innit? Bless. I'll quit my job, yeah. I'll do daily podcasts, innit, fam? Or I'll set up like one of them OnlyFans, like Belle Delphine or something, innit, man? I'm sure you man will donate to that, fam. But I'm not getting sidetracked again, innit? But Jesus Christ, Gary. Yeah, I don't really think there's much else that I can cover, to be honest. All the riders showed up. It was nice seeing the Australian brothers, like shout out Angus Hughes, shout out big old Spencer Chermside. Those two shredded hard, like Spencer. Oh, Spencer, man, you killed it, bro. Like I seen his heat, innit? I didn't see the finals. I seen like his first heat. I seen the first few heats. Yeah, Spencer, you're an animal, bro. He did like I don't know what it was. Yeah, I can't really remember. It's a couple weeks ago, innit? But it was like flare, bar twist, triple whip or something on like that fat quarter in building 2. My man must have had a bottle of VB and a few Winnie Blues before that, yeah, because Spencer, you're a mad guy. You're a mad guy, and you killed it, yeah. Obviously, you got to show love to the UK boys. All of you lot killed it as per usual. I've said it before, I'll say it again. UK has the best riders in the world, no question. Everyone's always pushing each other as hard as they can. I love it, fam. I love it, innit? And I've never been to Barca before. I've never been to the ISA finals in Barca. Next year, 100% I'm going to be there, innit? I'm going to be filming podcasts out there. It's going to be a mad thing. I cannot wait for it, yeah. Yeah, but UK boys, shout out to you, and they're always pushing the riding. I got to see what's that brother's name? I got to see Clayton Lindley. I've seen him before, innit? Like, but I've never really I didn't really rate him when I seen him before it. Yeah, my brother kills it, man. Like, I'm the king of the foot plants, yeah, but my guy, innit? He is the king of the foot plants, fam. He was trying some kind of crazy flare can plant on like step up in building 2. Oh, he didn't land it from what I seen, yeah, but it was mad, innit? And I tell you what, yeah, thinking about it, Dylan Morrison, bro, Dylan Morrison, fam, my man knows how to ride building 2, and he was pulling some fat gaps, man. Like, I just got a new whip, and I want to start learning to ride bowls more. People that inspire me to do that. Obviously, number one inspiration, Lewis Williams. You're my guy. You ride bowls like no one ever can. Like, stupidly clean, stupidly steezy tricks. Like, it's a mad thing. But Dylan, there was one point, yeah, he tried flaring from the spine onto the wall ride at the back of building 2, and it was so fat. It was so fat. It was hella clean, man. Shout out to you, innit? Dylan Morrison, yeah, he's a mad guy, innit? Obviously, all mad guys if they're in the comps, innit? But he was going fat. You know, it's from what I seen in his heat, innit? Obviously, I think he put down a couple good runs, innit? But a couple of them, he stacked a bit on, which is a shame because he was pulling out some mad things, innit? Obviously, I didn't catch the best trick comp, so I don't know if Jordan tried the triple flare, innit? Obviously, he didn't land it, innit, because I'd know about that, but yeah, I'm assuming he tried it. I ain't seen nothing in posting on Instagram, innit, so if someone's listening, you could update me about that, innit, but triple flare is coming, fam. It's coming soon. I forgot to put this in the top 10 tricks of all time podcast, innit, but when he lands that triple flare, where's that going to rank, innit? Is a triple flare better than a flip down El Toro? I don't think it is, personally, innit? Nah, yeah, I still think, innit? Flip down El Toro, mad thing. Shout out Dante. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. It's only a short one, as I said. I didn't have anything prepped. I've got some mad ideas that I need to prep for, but obviously I've been working all the time. I'm gonna start doing the prep at work, so I'm aiming for next weekend. Don't quote me on this. I'm hoping to get my sports science podcast out, which is going to be, it's explaining what's the most common injuries, how can you prevent those injuries, workouts, things like that, trying to get the pros to get better at what they're doing, and when you look after your body looks after you. Obviously, I see people getting injured all the time. We need to try and prevent that. Obviously, there's no physiotherapists or anything. These people don't get kitted out with it. That's one criticism I could have with other comps like Action Space, and if they do it next year, they need to get some kind of physiotherapist in, people giving out massages and stuff before events, just like any other sport, innit, man? You watch football, you watch basketball, before the games, after the games, they've always got people, helping relieve the lactic acid from their muscles and stuff. So that podcast is forthcoming. I am actually going to try and shoot it with my old personal trainer. Shout out Josh from Selected Fitness. We'll sort that out, and I've got to speak to him about it. I'll speak to him this week. But hopefully we will be back next Monday, 6 p.m. Again, I apologise for the lack of podcast for the past 2 weeks, but obviously I've got to eat, innit? So man's got to work. But shout out to you guys. Obviously follow me on the Insta, innit? I'm on 20k. Shout out the gang them. Shout out the average gang. It's at Stante Hutchinson. Obviously, follow the ScootHub account. It's at ScootHub. Follow Royce. Obviously, Royce support us. They help us make this podcast. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Lincoln Massive. And I'm going to end it there, guys. So, again, thanks for listening. And I will see you guys next week.